Hey everybody, I'm gonna do a nail trimming video for you on little baby Chan Chan. Let's see how he does tonight. I'm gonna give you a couple of tips that I personally use when I'm doing his nail clippings, and we'll see if he's in the mood for it. I think he's going to the Tickletorium right now, so we're gonna have to give him a minute, but I will be back and we'll see how it goes. And here's Baby Chan. I'm gonna have to position the camera, so just give me a minute. I'm gonna bring the attention off of me and down to Baby Chan. Baby Chan is 10 years old. He's a Turkish fan. I think he's got a little mix in him, a Turkish fan and maybe one other thing, I don't know, but he's got more markings than the typical Turkish fan, but he does have the thumbprint between his shoulder blades, and he's a spoiled brat. He has one eye. He was a rescue cat, and he is very spirited. He's a lover. He follows me everywhere I go. So Baby Chan's not really in the mood for this. We're going to try it, see how it goes. This is just these are just cheap dollar store clippers that I use. No big deal. And first I'm just gonna get him to relax if I can, so give me a second. First thing you always want to do is get your cat in a position where he's sitting and he's got his footing. It's a good time for me to show you now because the way he's frustrated will probably be a good learning experience for you guys. So let's give this a go. Alright, so sometimes I might start with him by just giving him a little bit of a shoulder massage. He pretty much knows what's coming. He knows what these things are, and he's just not in the mood. So if your cat is being ultra annoying, where he's like, I am not having this, and he's like trying to get away like crazy and he's scratching and whatnot, Chan Chan is showing displeasure with me. But if you've got the cat like biting and scratching at you, obviously just let him go and then you wait until the time that he's more ready. So I'm just going to go ahead and give this a try, and you're going to hear him yell at me a little bit here and there. But for the most part, he knows what I'm ready to do. So I'm just going to go ahead and be quiet, and you can just watch my mannerisms with him. I try to go slow. In other words, I try not to talk a lot, so. Every now and then, just let him rest and get his footing. Because he's objecting, obviously. He's not in the mood for this crap. Obviously, for those of you that don't know, when you're doing the nails, I can't really focus this because I don't have anyone to help me, but when you're doing the nails, you only want to clip the clear tip. You do not want to go into the part that's pink that you can see like a vein running through their nail, because they will bleed. If you have an accident and snip that by accident, you get some flour from your kitchen real quick, have somebody run and get you some flour, and then you just take flour right on your fingertip, and you very easily, you just go like that right into the edge of the paw. Just push it right into the edge of his claw, and the flour will stop the bleeding. So we're going to give it a go on his left paw. he is complaining. The more times you do this and the more times he gets used to it, he realizes that it's probably not a good idea to fight. So I'm going to go back to being quiet, and I'm going to show you the left paw. We don't want to make any noises while we're doing this too. If he keeps putting his head down, just keep your wrist underneath his head and underneath his neck. A lot of cats try to pull their paws away. When they do that, just keep patient, and eventually, hopefully, he'll give in. Now, one thing that cats like to do is lay their head on my hand to make so that it's hard for me sometimes, but just do what you can. So we've gotten both front paws done, now time for the back paws, and this is the worst part, is always the back paws. They never like their back feet done. When I do the back paws, I go so gentle if possible, because he will begin crying out usually. He's not in pain, he's yelling at me. Just stay quiet, and you'll be using a firm hand but never squeezing them to hurt them. So you're just going to go ahead and lift up the back paw. Remember, he has his footing, he's sitting, he's not imbalanced, he's sitting stationary, and he has his balance. That's the most important thing, that they have their footing. So let's give his left foot a shot. Now, as soon as I grab it, you're going to see him object. No big deal. He knows it's coming. See, I didn't even touch him yet. He knows it's coming. What I'm going to try to do actually is I'm going to move the camera back. Okay, so because you're going to see a little bit more activity here. See, now when the tail gets going, obviously that's his way of saying, I'm getting out of here. No, he's not, because remember, you are the boss and you've got a job to do. Now, his back foot is no longer on my lap. It's actually on the couch, so I want to change that to give him his footing back, okay? Now remember, when he cries, he's being vocal, he's not getting hurt. I'm not hurting him. Remember to move slow, change positions. And with Baby Chan, his hardest time is always with his right foot for some reason. And remember, he's going to be quick, so you have to be quick when he goes to jump. But you never want to be strangling him or holding him so hard that it's painful to him. At any time, you should be remembering that your body has to be relaxed. So go ahead and give his paws a touch so that it's not a surprise when you lift it up. Either way, he's not going to like it. Now when you see a claw that's really dark in color, it may have been an injury. So you have to be super careful with those. For instance, it could be dirty. He could have snagged it on something. I see that. I've done several cats clippings before. I've done my sister has 5 cats. My parents have a couple of cats. I do my own. So be careful if you come across that one that's like discolored or whatever, because it may be painful, and you might even have to skip that one if it shows too much. If he's showing too much objection to that particular nail. We're gonna give you a little bit better view. Look what he's doing. He's completely not in the mood for me to do his right foot. So he's in a contorted position. He knows Mama's not gonna let him go. We do have our arguments sometimes, but when you're getting frustrated, you have to be the one to calm down. But again, stay quiet and stay firm. Here we go. Oh, I was so close. There we go, 10 toes. Obviously, afterwards, it's painful for both of you. But just remind them that you love them. Here we go. He always has his footing, and it's quiet. You don't yell, you don't scream, you don't say, no, 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 oh, you little so-and-so, oh, ow, he scratched me. If you're a cat owner and you get scratched, walk it off. Don't be a baby. You'll be fine. If he's going crazy, though, and he's putting it in 4-wheel drive and his toes are going like mad and he's hollering and yelling at you, might be best to wait until he's a little bit more tired. I go to my parents' house, I visit them, and I do both of their cats, and they're getting to know me a little bit better now, to where they know what I'll deal with and what I won't deal with, and I know what they'll put up with and what they won't put up with. Little baby Snickers growls at me. My mom's cat Snickers, she's a big fatty, and she growls at me, but she knows I'm not going to give up, so every now and then I have to bring in my mom to sit next to me and scruff her. If you have somebody that knows how to scruff, please make sure that you know what you're doing when you scruff. So if you can't do it and you're getting too frustrated, don't end up in tears. Just simply bring them to the vets and ask for a quick clipping. Easy schmeezy. But if you're going to be a cat owner, you really should probably get used to this, practice. Once a month is all it should really take, if it's that hard on you. And of course, always bring in an assistant. Alright, so I hope that's helped you in some way. If you have any questions, leave them below, and I'll see if I can get another kitty video for you up shortly. Thanks very much for watching Jill Talk, and we'll see you soon. Take care.